Good day. We're out and about again. We're at Aston Rowant. I think you can see the haze in the downlands over there. Much of this is really sort of quite overgrown with grasses and this bramble. There's Richard over there. And what we're really astounded about is that when we're here at this time of year, usually this area is just abounding with butterflies and pollinators. Literally hundreds and hundreds of butterflies. We've been here, walking here about 5 minutes, and so far I've seen 4 butterflies. I can see, oh, something's just dripped on me from above. It is, there's quite a lot of dew here. I mean, obviously with long grass you get dew. There's one butterfly, can you see it? Oh, so pretty. It's flying over there. But usually there would be hundreds. Absolutely hundreds. I was wondering whether it was overgrazing with sheep. Don't know. Anyway, we're going to carry on our walk down there. These look very conspicuous. We passed a square area a few minutes ago and then just got here, and there's 2 triangular areas. And I think you can see the grass in the middle is a different colour to the rest. Don't really know why that is, and it's not an anomaly, because if you come to this one you can see the same. The grass is a different colour. Very odd. But I think there, I'm not going to tread there, but can you see purple spires, orchids? There's 2 spires there. There's one, if I'm pointing correctly, over there. It's a native orchid. Can't see any this side. No. A few more butterflies. I've seen about 20 now, I think. Well, actually, I think I've seen 19 or 20. Gorgeous views, but such a dearth of butterflies. Very odd. Here's my answer. Herbicide application. So they're applying herbicide to treat invasive grass patches alongside the path and other areas. I did think maybe that's what was going on, but you know, butterflies don't know that these things have been sprayed. No. I'm in sort of 2 minds about that. I mean, the people who control these sites, which is sort of Natural England and, you know, English Heritage and National Trust, they know far more about these things than I do, but it's a bit anathema to me. Surely you should be cutting them back and not allowing them to go to seed. Gosh, grasses is an ongoing topic of Paul at the allotment and on a week at the plot this year. Right, now to find our bench to sit and have a cup of tea, I think. We're now on our bench. Well, not our bench, but the bench that we sit on when we come here. We've had some crackers with yeast extract and a sip of tea. Over there you can see the M40. We take that road that way to go up to Macclesfield. And it's relatively quiet in terms of volume. And I think that's partly because there's so much growth in the trees at the side of the road, so it's dissipating the sound a little, or absorbing the sound. I mean, you can still hear it, but it's less than it is in winter when the trees are bare. There's a few more butterflies, or there were, can't see any at the moment, but a few more butterflies this side, and there's quite a lot of the native orchid. That promontory up there is another area that we walk. You've seen us there before. In fact, last time we came this way we walked along that ridge. But one thing that Richard's pointed out we can't see today, though we saw a few of them on the way, is red kites. There's usually loads and loads of red kites, i.e. the bird, but I think I saw one over there about 5 minutes ago. Oh look, there's one, you most probably can't see it, one above the promontory over there, but that's it.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Richard can see it too.
If I can see it, then it must be there.
Yeah.
There's two.
Is there two? Oh yes, there's two.
In tandem.
Look at those fields. Glorious. Right, I'm going to leave it there for this segment of A Week at the Plot. See you soon. Oh, there's a butterfly down there. Little one. Bye. Good day. It's now Saturday morning and I've been down about an hour. I've been mainly watering things that need water, the carrots that we sowed, the plants that we put in at the beginning of the week from the gate sale, and just, of course, you know, all the tomatoes and things like that. A lot of watering needed because it's been quite a dry week this week. I don't think we've had any rain so far, and it's been really quite hot during the day, so all of the pots in trays needed to be watered. Anything in the polytunnel obviously needed to be watered, but outside each of the beds with anything growing in them, they needed to be watered. So a lot of watering to do. So that's what I've done also this morning since I've been down here, and also cutting back some of the really deep buddleia because it's crossing over into the pathway and could be a danger to our eyes as we walk down that pathway, so I've cut that back as well. But as you might be able to hear, I've got a little bit of a virus, I think. I've got a little bit of a cold, I think, a summer cold. I had a bit of a razor blade throat yesterday and at the end of Thursday. I've been at For Her Sake all Thursday. And of course, that's a really long day. It's a 2-hour drive down there. It's an 1.5-hour drive back. I'm usually there 9 hours, 8 to 9 hours. 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.5. Yeah, 8 to 9 hours. And yesterday I just felt, and my throat was sore. I was a bit bunged up. Feel a little bit better today, but I'm just going to be taking it easy and doing a little bit of potting on of things and watering. continue watering. I think what it is I just caught it's been really busy over the past couple of months. There's been an awful lot of headspace as well with For Her Sake and something else. And I think when we got to Midsummer Revels, so we did our gate sale on Saturday last week, which you saw. We then had Midsummer Revels at For Her Sake on Sunday, which went very well. And then I think Monday came, and that was all the major events over for a couple of months. And Richard had a few days off, as you will have seen by now. And I think my body just went into a bit of sort of like shutdown mode, you know, as it does. Very often when you're really, really busy and then you have a break, your body sort of tries to recuperate, and sometimes you sort of take on viruses and things like that. And I think that's what's happened. You know, poor me. Yeah, but that's fine. I'm getting over it, and that is good. But I want to be down here. A, I need to be down here, but B, I want to be down here, because when I just potter about, it rebalances me, and I think that's really, really important, particularly having had such a busy period over the last few months. The plot certainly needs work. There are areas that I wanted to get on top of, like I was talking about the area at the front, that because of other things that were going on, I just haven't been able to. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to do some more work on those beds, those areas, tomorrow, Sunday. And today I'm just going to be potting a few things on and sowing some seed as well. So what I'm going to be doing first off is this Lidl rose. It's got 4. No, this one's got 4 plants in it, and we've had it on the windowsill. It's done quite well. It then started getting a few bits of green fly and white fly. Richard put it outside because of that, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to take it down to the plot and I'm going to pot it on. So what I'm going to do is, it's got 4, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 plants in there. I'm just going to separate them, and I'm going to put them into a trough. Excuse me, I've got a bit of cough as well. So yeah, that's pretty easy. You've seen me doing that type of thing before, and I will literally just be cutting this with a knife into quarters, teasing out some of the roots, and then potting it on. I think I am going to do it in a trough. It seems to make sense to do it in a trough, and then hopefully it will grow on, survive the winter, and be quite nice to be in a trough for next year. The other thing that I'm going to be doing, you've seen this hanging in my other shed, well, in the shed in fact, excuse me, for a while. This is the one, this is the bag that had our saved lettuce seed in, and I finally winnowed it. So I mean, it's not fully winnowed. You can see hopefully in there that there are some seeds, but there's plenty of detritus in there. But what I did is I put all of it into this tray and then blew all the dry detritus off that I could, broke it up a little bit more with my fingers, blew again, and this is what I've ended up with. And I would have thought in there is most probably 200 to 300 lettuce seeds, and I think these are Marvel of Four Seasons, because I think they're what we've got over there at the front growing, the red ones. So yeah, I'm going to be sowing some of those seeds, and what I'm going to be doing is what I normally do. I sow them into a half tray like this, and I'm going to be using some of the perennial weed compost that was really fine. If you remember when I took it out, there was some that was really fine, so I'm going to be using some of that. I've already let it germinate the seeds that are in there on the top, so I've taken those out that have germinated, and I'm just going to use some of that top compost that has already had seeds that have germinated in it and mix it with a general multi-purpose that we've got. and then I will sow seeds. And you know, we know what lettuce seeds look like, so that is what I'm going to do. You may remember last week, I think it was it last week or earlier this week? I'm so lost in time this week, I really am. It seems to have been such a full week. When I weeded the tomato bed, that must have been this week. I planted those, didn't I? Did I weed it last week? I don't know. But I weeded the tomato bed recently, and that one of those beds had been topped off with perennial weed compost, and a lot of seeds had germinated, mainly fat hen and things like that. No, I think it was last week. Mainly fat hen and a few other seeds, and some tomatoes, which I'm going to be using elsewhere. More on that next week. Rookie error coming up next week. So yeah, I know that perennial weed compost had some seeds in it, so I've let them germinate, the ones on the top. I've pulled all of them out, and I'm just going to scrape off some of that top compost and use that and mix it with multi-purpose. I think that's a sensible use of that soil. And then scraping off that top layer of soil, of the compost rather, my head's not working, the perennial weed compost will uncover another layer of seeds a little bit lower down. I'll let those germinate, and I'll sort of pick those out, and then I'll be able to use that in a week's time or so when I want to do some more sowing. So yeah, that is what I'm going to do. First off though, find a trough and sort these little beauties out.
that is that lettuce seed now sown, and even more importantly, our own saved seed, lettuce seed sown. I think it's marvellous for seasons. Certainly the one, it's the same seed as the one that we've got in our bed. Oh, is it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's the same seed as the ones we've got in our bed. And they are doing really well. It'll be interesting to see how swiftly or not these germinate, because the ones in the bed out there, they took quite a while to germinate, but such a long time to grow to a size that they could be put out. I mean, it's like 4 months, I think, since we sown those seeds for those plants. That's madness. Anyway, that is where we are. Those seeds are now sown, and it's lovely that I'm going to be harvesting our first save seed lettuces tomorrow, and I'll just be taking the outside leaves off. That's what I do when I harvest. I take the outside leaves off and I let the rest grow. I think we'll most probably, we've got a lot of seeds here. We may save seeds from one of those plants this year. We may do. I'll see how it goes. We've got quite a lot of seed there though. That should keep us going for a couple of years. Yeah, I'm not going to save seed from those. And of course I may change my mind. I have harvested some lettuce leaves from the polytunnel cos that we got as plants from a friend of ours, a fellow plotter here who works at a garden centre. So they're doing okay. They're doing okay. Not as good as our own save seed outside, and not as good as that green Lidl lettuce either. Anyway, glad to have done that. Glad to have potted up those roses, or put those roses into a trough. We will see how they do. I'm hoping that they will grow on a little bit this year and get established, and then next year they'll put on some growth and some flower. And the rest of this weekend for me is just going to be pottering and tidying and doing things gently and taking time out for myself. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I will see you on Planet Vegetarian next week for segments of a week at the plot as we go through the week. And of course, there'll be another upload in a week's time of a week at the plot on YouTube. You've had 3 a week at the plots this week. I appreciate that they've been slightly different, but I hope you have enjoyed all of them. Whatever is happening in your garden, your growing space, or your allotment, I hope it is going well. And I hope that you are getting the weather that you want at this time of year, wherever you live around the globe. Because I know some of you in the southern hemisphere, you're beginning to get rains, you're beginning to get your cooler weather as we begin to really heat up here. Anyway, I hope whatever is going on, you're enjoying it. See you very soon. Happy growing. Bye.